All right, so we got a different type of video for today. So much of fitness is focused on fat loss as the only form of progress, and I have nothing against fat loss at all. I think it's great if you want it, but I think not enough attention is being given to the mental side of progress, and between you and me, I think mental progress absolutely matters just as much, if not more. And just to give you some idea, I tweeted this once. I said, for one person, progress might be saying no to the donut so they can stay on track. For someone else, progress might be saying yes to the donut without getting anxiety or feeling like a failure. Progress is not only measured in fat loss, mental progress matters too. And with that being said, I want to talk to you about that. But first, a little look at what happened at the Inner Circle Retreat in Austin, Texas. Wait, so what you want me to do? I didn't listen.
Bite the sandwich, and then do like a funny eating, like do like you funny eating it, and then smash the plastic part against the lemon. I just need you to do one clip for me. That's
literally
it.
Just bite it.
It's literally all I need from you.
All right. Gone.
United Express would like to welcome you to Austin.
Thank you, sir. That's a good selfie.
Can we get in the
That's
picture?
A good selfie.
That was a surprise.
They freaked. That was so funny. Let's do it. What's going on?
What's going on?
How is it? What's going on? What's up? The Inner Circle Retreat was everything and more than I ever could have imagined. So to everyone who was there, thank you so much for coming. Now I want to talk about mental progress. I think it's super important, massively undiscussed. And to begin, I want to read the caption to a post that I put up, just so that we can all be on the same page and sort of understand where I'm coming from with this. Some people struggle with self-control. They want to lose fat, but they have difficulty saying no. Oftentimes they mentally justify it in saying they're just flexible dieting. But flexible dieting doesn't mean eat junk and lose fat. It means don't feel guilty for having a treat, but you still have to be wicked consistent to make significant lasting changes. For them, practicing self-control and saying no might help them achieve their goal. Other people struggle with food anxiety. And as a side note, a lot of people struggle with this. They get anxious at the thought of going out to eat at a restaurant because they don't want to ruin their progress. They feel bad for having a slice of cake at their own birthday party. They logically know it sounds silly, and they often give their friends and family and clients amazing nutrition advice that promotes a more flexible approach, but they struggle with it themselves. For them, saying yes more often and having a treat might help them achieve their goals. Progress is not only measured in weight loss or fat loss or measurements or numbers or quantifiable data. Progress is also measured in mental, emotional, and behavioral changes. And candidly, if you don't improve your mindset first, any physical changes or improvements are probably gonna be short-lived, because sustainable results only happen with a sustainable mindset. Now, before I go on, if you agree with this, or if you like this, or if you think it's an important topic, do me a favor, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you don't already, it would mean a lot to me. The reason I wanted to talk about specifically mental progress in this video, aside from it just being a really under-discussed component of health and fitness, there were several things that happened at the Inner Circle Retreat that I wanted to talk about with you. For me, really highlighted the importance of mental progress. So the Inner Circle Retreat was in Austin, Texas. I don't know if you've ever been there, but if you haven't, you should, not least of which is because of the food. It's outrageous. It was absolutely incredible. I mean, the first night we went to a bar, and then after the bar we went to this area with a bunch of food trucks. and they had like everything that you could imagine, from Peruvian bowls to like fried Oreos. They had fried dough, they had fish tacos, they had everything. It was unbelievable, tremendous food. And there was another restaurant, I believe it was called Gordo's. Basically at Gordo's, every meal has donuts. And throughout the entire weekend, and this is, I feel like it's just Texas in general, like they're very, very food focused, a lot of like fried heavy foods. And so much of the weekend, even though it was a fitness retreat, was based around interacting and socializing and having fun around the food. One of the really most amazing parts for me as a coach was to see so many of the Inner Circle members there, many of whom came into the Inner Circle with extreme food anxiety. Whether they were posting in the Facebook group or emailing me privately, there were a number of Inner Circle members there who, when they first came into the Inner Circle, they were petrified at the idea of eating a bad food, eating a dirty food, eating a food high in carbs, eating a food high in fat, eating a fried food, eating a donut. And for me, seeing these Inner Circle members being able to enjoy these foods and take pictures and eat them and laugh without feeling guilty about it, that was amazing. And equally important, what was the cool part after the retreat was seeing their posts on social media about what they were then eating following the retreat. I didn't see a single person say, oh, I'm fasting for the next couple days. I didn't see a single person say, I feel so bad about what I did. Instead, what I saw was pictures of nutrient-dense foods, salads with grilled chicken, lots of fruits, lots of veggies. And the captions that they were writing were, I had the most amazing weekend. It was so much fun with my friends. People that I've been interacting with online, but I've never met in person. I had donuts and I had fried chicken and I had this and I had that, and it was great and it was fun, but now I'm back on track. I'm not making up for it. I'm not gonna punish myself for it. I'm just getting right back on track because I know I didn't screw up, and I know if I wanna keep making progress, I can't use this excuse of flexible dieting to keep eating like shit. I'm just gonna get back on track because that's what I wanna do and that's what's important to me. What I want you to take from that is, let's say you went out and you had a bad meal, you had a high calorie meal. You're out with your family for your birthday, or for your son's birthday, for your daughter's birthday, for your husband, for your wife's birthday, whatever it is. You start to feel anxious that the food is there. Take a deep breath, relax, it's okay. You know, let's say you had perfect meals for a week straight. Let's say you had perfect meals for a month straight. You didn't go off track once. Did you reach your fitness goals? Did you look shredded and ripped? You get perfect workouts in for a month? Did you get jacked? Did you get as strong as you always wanted? No, of course not. Progress takes time in both directions. If you go out for your birthday or your friend's birthday or your son's or your daughter's or your husband's or your wife's birthday, it's okay to indulge and to have that meal without feeling guilty, because usually what happens is the more guilty you feel, the more you're gonna punish yourself on the back end. And when you start to punish yourself, that's when you start to get in these binge purge cycles. There's no need to punish yourself. There's no need to fast for 1, 2, 3, 7 days. Just get back on track. All right. Now I want to tell you another story, something about the fitness side of things, the workout side of things that really for me highlighted the mental side of that as well. One area that a lot of people struggle with the mental side of fitness and working out is the strength side of it. And I think that there's no better lift that really exemplifies this than the deadlift. And it's one of those lifts where when you first start deadlifting, it's super empowering and it's exciting. You're getting stronger almost every single session, if not literally every single session, you're able to put more weight on it. But over time, like with anything, you're not gonna add weight every single day, every single week, not even every single month. And the more weight you add to the deadlift, the more nerve-wracking it can get. There's a lot more at stake with it. It's inherently, just based on how the movement is built, it's more dangerous. You're more likely to hurt yourself than you are doing a bicep curl, right? And with that danger can come more fear, which is normal. Inner Circle member, her name is Mary. She's amazing. She's come so far. She's absolutely tremendous. Maybe we could put up like a picture of her progress and everything here. At the retreat, Mary was talking about how she had hit a deadlift personal record of 215 pounds a long time ago. And since then, she hasn't been able to go more. She hasn't been able to put more weight on the bar. She was asking like, well, what should she do programming wise, or what should she do technique wise, and why isn't she able to lift more weight? I said to her in the middle of this seminar, I was like, Mary, I bet today you're gonna deadlift 220 pounds. I bet today you're gonna hit a deadlift PR. And she was a little bit like taken aback by it, and I was like, I bet today you're gonna lift more weight than you ever have in your entire life. At this point in my career, I've had enough experience to know when somebody is actually not physically strong enough to do something versus when somebody isn't mentally strong enough to do something. And it's a very important distinction to make, and it's a very difficult one to recognize. And when you can get very good at recognizing when it's an actual physical strength issue or a technique issue or a mental issue. That's when you're gonna be able to, number one, be a much better coach, but also a much better lifter for yourself. The day goes by, we go to the gym. Mary is, she's starting to deadlift. She puts 135 on the bar, comes up easy. 155 comes up easy. 185 comes up easy. And 185 is where she said she's been just staying most of the time because that's all she could lift. At that point, I didn't let Mary see what I was putting on the bar. I didn't let her count how much weight. And this is a really important part of it. And if you're lifting by yourself, obviously you might not be able to replicate this, but if you're lifting in a group of people or if you're a coach with clients, this is really, really helpful. I didn't let her see what I was putting on the bar. All I said to her was, and if we have footage of this, it would be amazing to be able to put it in here, but I leaned in and I said, "Do you trust me?" She said, "Yeah." I'm almost gonna cry because like she cried after this, but I was like, "Do you trust me?" And she said, "Yeah, I trust you." And I said to Mary, I was like, "I will never, ever, ever, ever put a weight on the bar that I do not know 100% you're gonna be able to lift." She was like, "Okay." So we had 185 in the bar, then we put 205 on the bar, and then we had put 215 on the bar. Instead, I just put a couple of 2.5s on each side to make it 220. And again, Mary had no idea how much was on it. And I told her, I leaned in, I said, "Mary, you've lifted this before. You've lifted this weight before. It's like nothing new." She was like, "Okay." She lifted it. And we'll put that footage in here. Yeah. I told you.
Mary, that was amazing. That's the kind of tears I want to see. You did it. I'm Shelly now.
It was tough, but it wasn't as much as she could possibly lift. Like, she has more. She could probably do 235, 245. And she was super happy, but I leaned in and I said, "Mary, that was 220 pounds. And she was like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah, that was 220 pounds. It's the most you've ever lifted." And she cried, she got super happy. And the reason I wanted to tell you this story is it's another form of mental progress. It's another form of something I talk a lot about is self-efficacy. And it's basically, it's an individual's ability, it's an individual's belief in themselves to succeed. Do you believe in your abilities to succeed? Do you believe in yourself? It's really important. And the way I like to frame this is, let's say I told you that if you spent $10,000 on lottery tickets today, you would have a 98% chance of winning the mega bucks. $10,000 is a lot of money, but if you knew you had a 98% chance of winning, odds are you'd probably go do it because the return on the investment would be outrageous. On the other hand, if I told you if you spend $10,000 on lottery tickets today, you would have a 3% chance of winning, you'd be like, "Well, fuck that. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Why would I put that much money and invest so much if I don't think I'm actually gonna be able to win?" And this, for me, really exemplifies what self-efficacy is all about in terms of if you don't believe that you can succeed with your nutrition, with your working out, with your fitness goals. If you don't believe in yourself, then why in the fuck are you gonna invest in a personal trainer? Why are you gonna invest in a gym membership? Why are you gonna invest the time to go? Why are you gonna spend time researching? Why would you do that if you don't believe in yourself? And this is where so many people are trapped in this small, suffocating bubble of not believing in themselves. And that's what's so hard to break out of. It's so hard to break out of this bubble that's suffocating you when you don't believe you can do it anyway. When maybe you've been told you can't do it. Maybe people all your life have said you can't do it. Maybe you've told yourself your whole life you can't do it. And that's just continually, perpetually run through your head to the point where you're suffocating and it's hard to break out of. My goal with this video, with these stories, is to burst that fucking bubble. Pop it. Get the fuck out of it. The only way for you to break out of that bubble is for you to pop it, for you to take action. I talk about this a lot with my model of motivation. People are looking for ways to get motivated. Well, how do I get motivated? How do I get motivated? You get motivated by first taking action when you don't want to, when you don't believe in yourself. You first have to take a step, and maybe that step is for 30 days. You go to the gym. Because after those 30 days, you're gonna start to see results. And once you get those results, then you're gonna start getting motivated. then you're gonna get more motivated to take more action. But the first step to getting more motivated is to start taking action. And the only way you're gonna do that is if you pop that bubble, you stop telling yourself you can't succeed, and you know in your heart, in your mind, in your body, in your soul that you can, as long as you don't give up. And that's why mental progress matters. That's why all this matters. That's why mental progress is so damn important. Regardless of how you look on the outside, regardless of how much weight you're lifting, none of it matters if you don't believe it here and you love yourself here. And that's all gonna start with bursting the fucking bubble and taking action. I love you. I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you don't already. I'll talk to you soon.